In June we had the joy of hosting the summer event of CXPA Finland here at Tieto. It was a lovely summer afternoon. We had very good speakers, excellent speakers, and inspiring conversations with the participants, many CX professionals across different companies in Finland. I know we had discussed the topic very enthusiastically in advance. We had chosen a topic we both felt very strongly about, ethics, human centricity and artificial intelligence. And it was nice to notice that also others were very enthusiastic about the topic. Every speaker we called to said yes immediately, and we had a very good lineup of speakers. We had Nina Nistilä, the public sector design team leader from D9. We had Jarno Limnell, the professor of cybersecurity from Aalto University, Katri Saarikivi from Helsinki University Department of Neuroscience, Ksenia Avetisova from Tieto leading the Enhanced Reality Lab, and then of course our neighbors from Laguni, Juuso Tilaus. And why we chose this topic? It's very timely, it's talked about at the moment a lot. We're moving towards a world where more and more data is used for intelligent decision making. But at the same time we read in news about the manipulation and rigged elections in US and UK. So what should we think about this? And now I would like to it's been a few months, it's been a summer since, so now that you look back, what are your key takeaways from the event?
If I start from Katri Saarikivi, I would say that Katri pointed out very much where we human beings should focus, where there will be the machines and artificial intelligence. What is left for us and where should we focus? And luckily there is lots to do, as we are solving the problems of people, other people, and also in that sense that pointing out the empathy, that how it's built on experience, understanding and emotion. And so far we are very skilled on that and not the artificial intelligence.
Sure. And another thing Katri talked about is how we'd like to think that when we do decisions we're much more logical, when actually we're driven by our emotions. And I like the example she gave of a research that was done with judges. And the research was about how do we see when judges make decisions on parole, whether a person gets on parole from a prison or not. So what sort of patterns we see there? And we see that judges give a lot more positive parole decision straight after coffee breaks and lunch breaks. And I've actually quoted this a lot, because these are exactly the types of decisions we'd like to be unbiased. But actually, for a prisoner, the best chance to get out of jail on parole is if his or her application is handled by the judges after coffee break.
Yeah, and Nina Nistilä also talked about the same thing. She stated out that 99% of our decision is based on emotions. And when we like to think, like for example when we buy a new car, that it is all the basic facts that we are based how we buy the car. It is not the color or the smell of the new car or anything. It's the fact, it's the features, the logical features.
Yes, we like to tell ourselves a logical story afterwards. Yes. And both Nina and Jarno also mentioned how this tendency to think that we're more logical than we actually are makes us easy to manipulate. It makes it possible to manipulate our decisions, because the data that we consume and our own assumptions actually affect the way we decide on things. And Jarno talks about the fact that we should pay much more attention to the ethics of handling data, gathering data, and analyzing data. That because we make decisions based on that data, especially going forward when the data is handled by artificial intelligence, we should think about where the data is stored, where it came from, who analyzed it, and how it's handled, to make sure that the decisions are unbiased and based on real information.
When talking about the ethics and where that the data is real, that in social media there are even fake people, and there are people who believe that those people are real.
Yes.
There are posts that think that avatars that are like presenting their life there, but they are fake.
Yes.
And that's a bit scary.
Yes, Xenia brought up the fake account in Instagram, I believe it was. That some people know it's an avatar, but others think that it's a real person. And that's a bit problematic. Like, okay, it's an Instagram account, it's not that serious, but where's the line? While kind of all of these risks were brought up, I think the general atmosphere and discussion was quite positive. That the new technologies give us a lot of opportunity to do good in a way that we couldn't do before. We could do a lot of good for the world.
Yeah. And there's like we in Tieto has worked together with the city of Espoo, where together with using artificial intelligence, we have been able to identify people who are at the risk of social exclusion. And I think that's an excellent example which combines ethics, empathy and artificial intelligence.
Sure. So it was a very good afternoon.
Yeah,
and I think the topic was very interesting. Several people kind of had a lot to say about it afterwards. And I'd like to thank the speakers, CXPA Finland, and of course all the participants for that event, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in the future CXPA events and around.